Most women CEOs set sales goals and revenue goals, but they fail to set collection goals. You see, sales goals are like a promise to pay, right? Collection goals are when the actual money has been received. You see, someone can promise to start working with you, but never do. They can promise to pay you, but never will. And so, sales goals means nothing when the money never hits the bank account. And so I need you to understand this. A signed contract or an invoice sent will not pay your salary, cover your expenses, and fuel your growth. Only collecting the cash that is due to you will do those things. Understood? Yes, yes? Revenue without cash flow is like a luxury car with no gas. What do I mean? Okay, well, it looks powerful, it's beautiful, it is so amazing, but it's not going anywhere. And so, if you are a seven-figure woman CEO, you got to understand that cash flow is the lifeblood of your business. And without enough cash flow, your growth stalls, your stress skyrockets, and your profits finish. And so today, I'll share four unique but often overlooked cash flow power moves that protects and strengthens your cash flow and enables you to operate with clarity, control, and confidence. Welcome to another episode of the Say Yes to Profits podcast. I am your host, Dr. Octavia Conner. Say Yes to Profits is a CFO and financial strategy firm that helps high earning, service based women CEOs turn financial challenges into clarity, strategy, and predictable cash flow using our proprietary Say Yes to Profits framework. You see, typically, 97% of our CFO clients increase profitability, increase cash flow by an average of 30% to 350 within 12 months, while saving 55% or more in taxes by partnering with us as their virtual CFO team and implementing our Say Yes to Profits framework. And so for you, if you're ready to grow, protect, and multiply your money in so many ways, you are in the right place. Go ahead and hit that subscribe and follow button and share this episode with your women CEO friends. Okay? All right. So, profitable women CEOs, we have to get into some cash flow power moves that you must make. First and foremost, these four unique and often overlooked cash flow power moves can be found in my book, Seven Figure Cash Flow Confidence Kit, plus more. Okay, you can access the book by clicking the link in the description or going to sayyestoprofits.com/cash flow kit. All right, let's get into it, you all. Here's the first cash flow power move most women CEOs overlook, which is I need you to shift from revenue goals to cash flow goals or put them both together. What do I mean? So, most women CEOs set sales goals and revenue goals, but they fail to set collection goals. You see, sales goals are like a promise to pay, right? Collection goals are when the actual money has been received. You see, someone can promise to start working with you, but never do. They can promise to pay you, but never will. And so sales goals means nothing when the money never hits the bank account. And so I need you to understand this. A signed contract or an invoice sent will not pay your salary, cover your expenses, and fuel your growth. Only collecting the cash that is due to you will do those things. Understood? Yes, yes. Now, this is where many seven-figure women CEOs fall into a dangerous trap. You see, they celebrate the sale, but overlook whether or not a client has paid, will pay, or can pay altogether. And so the results is a business that appears profitable and successful on paper, but feels broke in reality. So I need you to ask yourself something, right? Instead of saying how much money did we sell this month? I need you to say how much cash did we collect this month? I need you to make both of those financial targets and reflect on the results. Make sense? Yes, yes. So let me give you an example. So let's say you set a revenue goal of 500,000 for the quarter. Don't stop there. Pair that with a collections goal of at least 450,000 that is actually deposited in your bank for that quarter. And then hold yourself and hold your team accountable for not just making the sale, but collecting the cash. That, my friend, is a cash flow power move. Okay. This shifts you from not having enough to always having more than enough, having more than enough cash, more than enough liquid to never have profit stress. Make sense? Yes, yes. Okay. Now, let's move to the second power move, right? Which could literally turn the biggest cash flow gap into a huge gain. So, number two is build a cash flow gap strategy. So, every business has a gap between when you pay out money and when you receive the money, right? For many seven figure CEOs, this gap eats heavily into your cash flow. And I want you to prevent that, okay? Now, to prevent this, I need you to do a few things. Number one, map out your payables against your receivables cycle. And then number two, restructure your vendor payment terms and then close the gap further on your clients. So let me give you an example of this. Okay. So what you could do possibly is negotiate a 45-day term with your suppliers and vendors. And then with your clients, you can require either a deposit up front or offer a pay in full incentive. This turns what could be a huge cash flow gap into a huge profit gain. Make sense? Yes, yes. Okay, not stop, do not stop there, okay? Once you've closed the timing gap and secured more control over when money flows in and out of your business, the next step is to ensure that money does not just sit idly, wasting its full potential. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the cash flow power move number three, which is to turn idle cash into an asset. This is my favorite one. Like, I literally, at the time of the recording of this episode, went over this strategy with my client named Kelsey, right? We literally implemented this strategy. So here's the thing. Too many women CEOs let money sit in a regular checking account and they earn nothing. That is wrong, okay? Instead of doing that, I want you to create a cash flow reserve policy where every surplus of dollar above a set threshold automatically moves into a high yielding business savings account. Make sense? Yes, yes. You could also possibly move it into a short term cash instrument as well. Okay, so let me give you an example of this. So let's say your threshold for your operating account every month is $50,000, right? And so anything above $50,000 within a 30-day period, you will move it into that high yielding savings account or that cash instrument account. Does that make sense? Yes, yes. By operating in this way, this means that your money makes more money while it is waiting to be used, right? And so once your reserves are earning money instead of collecting dust, then your next move, come on, somebody, is to make sure that every single dollar you spend is pulling its weight. Okay, stay with me now. This brings us to cash flow power move number four, which is to audit your cash to value alignment. What am I referring to? Okay, so here is something very few CEOs ever do, right? They hardly ever match every major cash outflow to the value it actually promised to deliver back into the business. You see, after being a CFO and accountant for well over 20 something years, here's what I know. Businesses are often carrying expenses that do not drive results, right? Such as like subscriptions they barely use, contractors that they're overpaying, or even a service line that eats into its margins, right? Okay, so here's what you should do instead, the actual move you should make. Once a quarter, sit down, review your expenses, assign every significant expense a grade. Ask yourself, does this expense directly create revenue, improve client experience, or free up my time as the CEO? If you answer yes, keep it or even double down on it. But if you answer no, you need to either reduce it, renegotiate it, or eliminate it altogether. Does this make sense? Put cash versus value in the comments if this makes sense. And here's the thing, this is what I need you to understand about this. This type of cash to value audit forces you to stop paying for comfort and start paying only for results. You see, when your dollars are fully aligned with their value, cash flow expands almost instantly, you all. Okay? All right. So now we've arrived to the profit check yourself moment. And I want you to pause. I want you to reflect. And I want you to be honest with yourself and ask yourself this question. If I were to review your bank account today, would I see a business that is paying for growth or just paying to stay busy and look successful? If your business leans towards the business successful kind of look, this is your opportunity to realign. You see, even trimming 5% of a low value expense this month could free up thousands of dollars in available cash next month, right? That is money that you could directly put towards your reserve and your profit. So I need you to be honest with yourself today, okay? And as a final thought, understand this, ladies. Cash flow is not about how much you sell. It is about how much you collect. It is about how much you keep. It is about how strategically you manage the timing in which the money comes in and goes out of your business. It is about building a cash reserve. It is about understanding that your expenses should align with their value and should promote further growth and profitability in and for your business. Now, when you implement these 4 power moves, you stop reacting to cash flow challenges and you start leading with financial control, clarity, and confidence. I tell y'all all the time, I don't just say that. And when you do that, guess what happens? You grow, you protect, and you multiply your millions. And so I want to leave you with something else. Cash flow is not just numbers, it is leadership. And when you lead your money with clarity, control, and confidence, you multiply it over and over again. Make sense? So this was just a quick episode to really help you make some cash flow power moves, because cash is your business's superpower. It is the lifeblood of your company. And without enough cash, your company will cease to exist, and no one wants that. Now, to further help you, download my 7-figure cash flow confidence kit by clicking the link in the description or going to sayyestopprofits.com/cash flow kit. All right. And if you have any questions or comments, matter of fact, I want to know when you're going to implement the strategies that I discussed today. Let me know that in the comments, or DM me on Instagram and say, I just did it, and tell me the results. All right. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If so, please subscribe. Please follow, and please share this episode with your women CEO friends. This is Dr. Octavia Conner. And until next time, say yes to profits, everyone. Toodles. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Say Yes to Profits podcast. Now it is time for you to make money moves. Take action based on what you learn. Now see you on the next episode. Say yes to profits. Toodles.